Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss about farms in Laravel. So that how can we create farms, submit the data, show the errors to the user if there is any, and store the data. So let's start. So first of all we will create a new folder. Here in the resources we use backend and force, and we will create a new file that is create.blade.php, and currently we are using this layout which is for the front-end users. So I will use this one for now, but later on we will change it. So here if we come to the first index, so you can see we are using this layout. So let me copy it, close this, paste it, and let's remove everything from here. And now let's create a new controller. So here we will say PHP artisan make controller, and that will be in a folder called backend and first and admin first controller, and that will be a resource controller. So now here you can see we have this resource controller. Let's create routes for it. So web, here let's create routes. So I will create a route group first. So route and prefix that with the admin. So admin, and now create a group and function, and now create our route. So route, and that will be a resource route. So force, and now the admin first controller and class. So now let's go. So now if we check the name of the route, so let's say PHP artisan route list. Here you can see admin first. So all of these are prefixed with the admin. So due to this, so we will have separate URLs from these ones, which are these ones, the front-end user one. Now here you can see we have first.index name, first.store, and we have the same thing here as well, first.index store. So we need to change this because the name of the route are the same. So let's change this. So I'll provide an array is admin. So now if we check it again, here you can see admin.post.index, admin.post.index. Now we have separate route names. Now let's go to this. So here I will just return a view, and here I will return the backend post create file that just we created. And now here let's write welcome. So welcome, let's go to the URL. So admin post create, and you can see welcome here. Okay. So Now let's remove this, and if we come to the Laravel documentation forms, so forms, so we need a CSRF field for each form, so that is for security. And here you can see the documentation, so that is for cross-site request procedures. To secure your application, you can read the details. So for every form in Laravel, we need add CSRF. Here, now let's say we have this. So I will just copy this. So first let me copy the form, this one. So here, let's create a div and insert this div form, and here let's copy this. So we have a label for title. So let's remove the post. So title, and we have an input and an error message place. Now let's refresh, and you can see this. Let's apply some classes. So div class. So that will be MX auto and all LG 10, or let's say 8. And let's apply form control, and here for the label class form date label. And now let's refresh. So now you can see this beautiful design. So now if we go to the admin, PHP my admin, and see the post table structure. So here we have the title and the slug. So we'll create the slug, and we need the category ID. So we will provide the user ID, and we need the body. So let's provide the category ID. So here in the admin controller, $categories, category all, and let's pass this compact categories. And now let's loop through it by creating a new one. So I'll just copy this, paste it here. So here I will say category ID, and I will just remove the ID from here and category. And this is not an input, so here we will create a select. So select. So let's create BS5 select. Let's remove the extra things from here. And here the name will be category ID. And the same thing for the ID as well. So select it. And now let's loop through it. So wait for each. Dollar categories as dollar category. And pass this here. So the value will be category ID. And here category name. So now let's remove this. And now let's check it. Now you can see we have title and the categories. Now let's create a text area. So BS4 plus text area. So remove the div. And here we will say body. So body of the post. And let's remove this. And now let's check it. So we have the text area for the form body. And now let's create a button. So BS4 or submit. So we have the submit button. And here we will say create. And margin of 2. So now we have created our form successfully. So now the design is ready. So let's submit this. So here in the form, we need to provide the link. So here I will say route, and the route is admin.post.store. So we will hit that URL, and here let's return this. So $request. So title, and let's say category is CS, and we have test body and not found. Okay, we need to refresh, and now let's write it again. Title test. So we have this data. So we don't have the title. So let's give it a name. So that is important. For every field you need a name. So title. And now let's do it again. Title. And test. So now we have all of these three fields. Okay. Now we need to validate this. So first of all, here we will say $validated. So we will store the validated fields here. Okay. And here we will say $request validate. So title. So we need to provide some conditions here that what are the requirements of this title. So how will we do that? So here we will say that this title must be a string. So this will be a string. Okay. And this will be, let's say, title will be minimum. For now, let's say 5, but later on you can change it to 10 or 15 characters at least. And then the maximum size will be, let's say, 100 or 150, something like that. So I will say 100. And here in the start, let's write it is required. And now let's go for the body. So the body is required. And category. Category. And category is required. But this category should exist already. So how can we do that? So let's change this to an array. So that will be, let's say, an array. So this is the required. Okay. And the rule for this will be, so validation rule. We will use the validation rule. And this should exist. So where should it exist? So this will be in the category. Category ID. So this ID should be present in the categories. Okay. Now another thing for the title is that the title should be unique. So let's change this to dot rule, and the rule should be unique. So how will this be unique? So we'll say post and slug title. So the title should be unique. Now, okay, don't close this. Now, there is gone. We need to create this slug. So how can we do that? So here on the top, we will say $request and slug. So the slug will be equal to string str, so that is provided by the Laravel. And here we will say slug, and here we will say $request $request title. Okay. So basically, let's import this. So import. So we are using this one. So basically, we are converting the title to a slug. Okay. So here below the title, I will just copy, and here you can say the same thing. And here we will say slug, and this will be post slug. So we have created a slug. Now what about the user ID? So for now, here we will say, let's say $validated. So when we validate, all of these fields will be stored and they validated. So here we can say user ID. So normally we would use auth and ID. We will do it like this, but now we haven't been logged in, so we will say just one here. Okay, for now, but later on you will use it in the other way. So in this way, okay, that is semicolon. So now let's check it. So resubmit the data. So the given value equals equivalent. So here we have some error here. So let's change this to an array. So array. We will say and let's remove this and duplicate this, and here we will write slug, and here we will write slug as well. So now let's refresh. This is the semicolon, not the dot sign. Now let's refresh and you can see okay. So title test. So we have some errors. So let's say $errors. So I think we haven't provided the name for this. Category ID. And here this is category ID. Now let's check it again. And why don't we have error for the body? So here let's copy this, paste it here, and here. So we will say body. And body. Now let's refresh and you can see errors for all of the fields. Now let's remove this. Now if we provide test title, so this error should be gone now. So now that is okay, but we haven't seen the data again. When we submit the data, we lost the data. So now let's do that. So how can we do that? Okay. So here we will say the value. So old title. And now let's check. So test title and submit. So now we have the data. Okay. So now let's copy this. But we have this select. So for this, we need a different approach. And here we have the text area. So for the text area, I will just copy it. Remove the value is, and here you can see the body. So now let's refresh. So first put some data here. So test body. So now we have the data of the body as well. So now let's do this for this one. So here we will provide a condition. So what will be that condition? So the condition is old category ID. So is this the same with the $category ID? So if yes, then here we will say selected. Otherwise, we will say nothing. So here, just write it like this. And now let's check. So we are saying if the old category ID is similar to this category ID, then select it, otherwise don't select it. So here, let's see. So we don't have that one. So let's inspect. Okay. So now let's remove the one equal from here. So maybe now it will work. So let's refresh. And now CS. It's working now. And SE. Okay. So it is working. So now we are validating all of our data here. So now let's save this data. Okay. So here we will say post create, and the data will be the dollar validated. Okay. And let's import this class. And here we will say return redirect back. We will say return redirect to the route. And the route will be admin.post.index. So now we don't have anything here, but we will just redirect there. So now let's create a post. So test title, and the category is SE, and we have the body. So test body. And now let's create it. So create. And let's check it here now. Now you can see we have the post here, test title, and all of these things. Okay. Now for the user ID, when we register a user, we will provide the auth ID here. And the rest of the things, everything is okay. So test title, we have created a slug. So now let's create. So this is my test post. And let's create it in the CS category now. And test body first. And create. And now if we refresh again, you can see this. Now let's look for the duplication. So let's go back. And here, let's create the same thing again. So create, and now you can see the error. Test title has already been taken. So this should be unique. So this unique role is working. Okay. So title of the post and the slug will be unique. Now we can create an update page here. So here we will duplicate this file. So duplicate and copy, edit plate.php, and here in the admin we will return in the edit. So return view edit, and this will be post, and this will be post as well. So we will see the first here, and then let's pass this. So compact post singular. Now let's edit this page. So here we will need to go to the update page, and as we are updating, so let's say if we go to the forms here, the method field, so we need the method field for these ones. So if you are going to delete or update some data, then you will need this here. Okay, so we will copy this, and here the CSRF I'll paste it, because the browser doesn't know about this put method. So we will write here post, but here we will say put. So put is used for update. And here in the old title, so here we will pass $first title. Okay, and here we will say the same thing here again. So $first and category not here, but in the value, yes, here. So $category ID, and here let's pass $first body. So now if we go to this edit page, so here let's say we will edit the post with ID1 and edit. So we have syntax error somewhere here. So let's go here, and we forgot the semicolon, and refresh. And for the update, we need to provide the ID. So here you can write $first ID. So $first ID, and now let's refresh. Categories, and we need to pass the categories as well. So here categories, and here we will write categories. And now let's refresh. And now you can see the old data. Okay. And the SE is selected. Now if we edit post number 2, you can see the second post. Let's say post number 4. Okay, sorry. Post number 4. You can see it. So now let's go to the post number 1 and update it. So update. And here in the update, so let me copy all of these. And here I will paste it in the update. So we need the title. And here we need this one. But here we will write $ignore. Ignore dollar post ID. So as this will not be unique, so we will just pass it here. And here we will say post and first. So this one is for the farm data, and here we will pass the find the post. And let's do the same thing here. And we'll edit it, so we don't need the user ID here. And here we will create the post. But so let's post update. So what I will do is here and $post update. So now we have updated the post. So let's check it. And here I will say updated and create the admin post ID. Okay. We have some error here. Now let's check it. We need to resubmit this. So reload this. Updated and updated. And now if we check the post with ID 1, and here you can see updated. Now we can see it. So why we can't see it? So let's do that again. So one edit. So let's say updated. And updated. And we need to change this button text. So updated. Now let's check it again. And you can see updated. I think I deleted some other post last time. So updated. So it is working now. So we have successfully created a post and updated it. And now let's check this. So update. And let's say create. So create is create and one edit. Now you can see update. So in this way, you can use Laravel forms and validate the data and save the data. So now let's create the index page. So here in the first folder, index.blade.php, and here I will use the same layout. So x dash layout and close this x dash layout. What is happening here? Okay. So here let's pass the data first. So if I come to this admin post controller here, let's pass the data. So here I will say post and all of the post. And here let's return the view, the backend post index, and let's pass the variables. So compact and post. But for now, let's return the post so that we can see we have which data. So let's refresh. Okay, so now we can see we have the post and the category ID, and we have the second post. So we need the category here, and maybe we need the user information as well. So here, what we can do is we can say with category and users, but here I will just leave it like this, and here in the post in the first model here we will say users and category so that we can get the category and user data as well. And now let's refresh again, and here you can see the user data and the category. Okay, so we are getting that. So let's close this post one, and that's it. And now let's remove this and go to the index file, and let's create the bootstrap table. So bootstrap table, if you are using Tailwind, use the table default. So I'll say LG primary, yes, and here we need a title, and here we need the category, and change the C to capital. And here we need the user. And here we need the body of the post. And we need another one that will be called action. And here let's remove this one. So here for the tier, it for each. So let's loop through it. So $post is $post. And move all of these here inside. Okay. Now, what we can do is, here we will pass the values. So we need the title of the post. So the post title. Let me copy this. And instead of title, I will say category and name of the category. So category name. And here I will say username. So here will be user and name. And now the body of the post. So body. And here we need an action. So let me remove this and let's check this for now. And you can see we have table. So I don't like the color of this. So let's remove the primary from it. So okay, now it's good. We have the title, category, user, body, and action. And now let's create the forms for this to delete the data and to edit the data. So we have already did the edit. So here we will just provide the link to edit the post. Okay. So how can we do that? So we need a link for that to edit it. Okay. So here we will say link. So anchor tag. Okay. And we need the href. So where will it go? So here we will say route. And the route will be admin post edit. And here we need to provide the ID of the post. So $post ID. Okay. So we know which post to edit. And then let's close this, edit. And now let's check. So we have edit 1, edit 2. Okay. And now let's go. So now it's working. Now let's create the delete button here. Okay. So for the delete, a simple link will not work. So we need to create a form for that, because we need a post request with the delete method. So here if I come to the forms, so here we need a special method that is called delete. So here in method foot, so here instead of foot we will write delete. So let's go for that. So we will create a form here. So form and method is first. So here we will say first, and then the action is route. Admin post destroy, and here we will pass the data. So dollar $first and the ID of the first, and let's close the form and insert this form. We need add csrf, so csrf, and we need a method, so add method, and as I showed it to you, we need the delete method, so delete. Okay, and now we need some action for it, so let's create a button or something. So button, and let's write here delete, and now let's check it. So here you can see delete. Okay, so you can design this button with some icons or some other things. So let's provide a class here. So class and bg danger. So let's refresh, and you can see, and let's text white. So text white, and you can see the button here now. So you can use icon or anything else, but I will just do it like this. Styles are up to you. So here we will go to this page. So let's say we already created the edit one. Yeah, we already created the edit one. Now let's use this one. So here I will say post and post, and here I will just say $first delete, and let's return redirect back. So we will be redirected back. Okay. So now let's check this. So delete. Okay, so now it's working. So we have deleted the first. So now let's delete this one. So name Nisi. So delete, and it is working. Okay. And here for the edit, so let's change this to CS. And here let's write updated again. So I think last time I edited this post number with ID 4. Okay. So that's why it was not working. So update it again. Update. And here you should see update it again. Okay, and update it again. So we have successfully created the Laravel crud, and we have used forms. So that's all for this video now, and in the next video what we can do is here in the create, so we can create some custom components for these inputs and all of these fields, and we can reuse those components. But for now I will do it like this. So that's all for this video now, and see you in the next video.